With wedding season around the corner, a lot of people ask, what should I put on my wedding registry? Or what should I give my loved one that's getting married? Well, look no further than the crock pot. The crock pot is the perfect gift for anyone, not only because it'll last you so long, but it'll make cooking more fun and less than a hassle. I went ahead and looked at some crock pot videos because I myself was interested in it when I received one as a wedding gift. And I saw that there was a big community on crock pots, recipes, how to take care of them, even products. So I wanted to see what the big fuss was about. And so just doing a quick search on YouTube for crock pot dinners, I found that there were so many choices from them. There's options where you can put them in bags, and these are called dump and go, where you basically prep the meal in a bag, you freeze it, and then the day before you just take it out to defrost, and then you put it in your crock pot and you have a meal within hours. And so as I was looking at that, I also saw, a lot of working moms and a lot of young college students that were also looking at it too. And it made me realize that I related a lot to these people because it's really hard to go to school from 9 to 3, come back, and then not know what to make for dinner. My husband comes home in a little bit and I don't know what to do. I want to make sure that I have a meal prepared for him after a long day. And so the crock pot was my way to go. I like to just prepare a meal, go shopping, and then a couple of days later, prep the meal, and then just leave it in the crock pot to cook. Depending on how fast you need it, you can cook it for a couple of hours. You can cook it for 8 hours, I've seen. And so it's definitely the way to go. They're also really inexpensive. I got my crock pot, surprisingly, as a wedding gift, and so I did not have to worry about the prices, but I was looking at other ones, and just depending on the size, the brand, what kind you want, you can see that looking at crock pots, you can get a little overwhelmed. And so my biggest suggestion is finding what'll fit you. If you're a single college student, not planning on getting married and it's just for you, I would definitely recommend getting one that's a little smaller so that you don't have to worry about getting one of those big quart ones and having to have so much leftover food. If you're like me and my husband and it's just the both of us, but we love leftovers, then I use, I believe it's an 8-quart one or a 6. I need to look, but we use one of those, and it's definitely really helpful because we obviously aren't going to eat that much food, but I like to store it away either in the freezer or leave it in the fridge for leftovers, and so it gets its use out of. There's even some that are a little bit bigger than that and that have timers. There's some that are made with lids that you can seal on, so if you're driving with it, it doesn't spill. And so there really is a little bit for everything. There's also, I know, some Instapots that are also now slow cookers, or crock pots. You can find those also. So if you just want to buy one device that has everything on it, then that would probably be what you would want. I currently have so many devices right now, and so I'm thinking of just doing that and upgrading to one that's just one and everything so that I don't have to worry about it. Not only that, but the cleanup is also easy. It's just a little crock pot bowl and that's all you cook. But what I do, and I kind of cheat and make it a little easier, is that there's these crock pot liners that you can buy at Walmart for less than $4. And what you can do is just line your crock pot. And so if you're making like a soup or meat or anything, and it's gonna like stick on there, you can just top one on there and there's really no cleanup. There's been times when, I make a soup for 8 hours and we're all done with it, and all I need to do is just take out the liner as if you're like taking out the trash and just throw it away. And I will go in there and just like lightly clean it with a little bit of soap, but definitely so much easier. And not only that, but the crock pot recipes that I was mentioning are so easy too. You can just go on Pinterest and type in crock pot recipes and you can just find so many of them. You can find a community of people that just want to share their crock pot recipes. And a lot of times these recipes don't involve very expensive meals. Granted, if you wanted to, you could look for some, good cuts of meat and stuff like that. I know my husband and we've used some good pork shoulder before and left it in our in our crock pot, just cooking with some herbs. And we ended up making some really good barbecue pulled pork sandwiches. And so definitely recommend that. But another thing about the crock pot as well is that, if you just are on a budget and you just need to throw in some chicken breast or just something simple, you can definitely go ahead and do that. And there's really a really easy way for you to do that. Just looking online right now, you can see that, food is getting expensive. If you go to your grocery store, food is getting expensive too. And so there aren't really times when you can spoil on um, getting that expensive cut of meat. So if it's cheaper to just do a chicken breast, then go for it. A lot of them do chicken breasts as well. And there's always that run joke that crockpot meals always have ranch seasoning, cream cheese, which are true. There are a lot of them that have that. But if you look really carefully, if you look through a lot of crockpot cookbooks, you can find that a lot of them could be healthy and don't need to involve cream cheese or ranch seasoning or anything like that. You can definitely do that. And like I said, I love coming home from a long day and just having a meal ready to go. You can always make like a side dish or something if that's what you want. But if you just want dinner to be ready when you get home, you can definitely do that. It's a lot cheaper than having to just go through the drive-through, order in, going through and to a restaurant. It's a lot cheaper than that, and it honestly has made my home feel a lot homier, especially on Sundays because we do Sunday soup since it's so cold out in Rexburg. So I would definitely recommend that. And yeah, I would definitely recommend you looking through Amazon, Walmart, or Target and looking to see if you and your family should get a crock pot.